A so interesting topic, manners. And the question is, how well do you behave? Okay, so Irma, welcome. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good evening. How
Hi.
are
Hello,
you?
good evening.
All right, pretty good. All right. So please tell me, how well do you behave? Uh, how polite are you? What do you think about that? Gustavo, are you a polite person?
Oh yes.
Yes.
I think I am polite. I consider myself that I have a very good behavior. But maybe when I am stressful, when I am angry, I don't know, when I have a very bad day or a trouble, maybe this behavior change and I am a very, very bad person.
There are you? I can't believe it. You seem to be a very nice person. Well, as you said before, you are very polite.
Yes.
All right, good. Irma, what about you? Are you a polite person?
Yes, I like Gustavo. When I am angry, I am polite.
Uh-huh. Hey, that's it. Even when you are angry, you are a polite person. Hey, that's good. Okay, thank you. Maria Fernanda, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. And tell me, how polite are you? How do you behave?
Well, I try to do my best every day, but I'm in the same point of view that my partners because I don't know when I have a stressful day or I have troubles, I'm the very bad person, like in the movies.
That's it. All right. Well, I don't know, but what about myself? Well, when I am in trouble, I am very stressful and I can be a little unpolite because I am not very patient. I think that's my mistake. But okay, I try to do it also. All right, look at this. Here we have some situations. Look at this little buddy. Here he says that the only substitute for good manners is fast reflexes. How do you behave at the table? Or what do you think are good manners at the table? What about you, Irma? What are good manners at the table?
Well, that is very important. If you are in a reunion or with your friends or your family, it's so many important to be good manners in the table. Um, don't talk with the comida in the mouth.
Aha.
Use la servilleta.
The napkin?
Yes. I think that is very important, and los cubiertos también saberlos utilizar.
Aha, to use the fork, to use the knife. That's it.
The knife. Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Irma. Okay, Irma, who's next? Who's your victim?
I think Gustavo.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I think a good manner is don't bop. How do you say eruptar?
Bird.
burp. Okay, so don't burp in the table because it kind of a bad manner to
Uh-huh.
burp.
Not to burst in the at the table. It's so disgusting.
Yes, yes,
Oh, let me tell you something. It depends on where you are. For example, if you are in Arabia, it is a good manner to burst at the table because it means that you enjoyed, you really enjoyed your meal. But well,
yes,
not in here.
yes. In I don't know in the west part of the world, maybe
Uh-huh.
it's a good a bad manner to erupt to burp. Sorry, to burp in the table.
Yeah.
Um, maybe
Uh, to burst at the table.
at the table. Sorry, at the table. Yes. Maybe another good manner is don't when you are sitting, don't be bad sitting. I mean, maybe when we are sitting, we are under the table or beside the chair. I don't know. We have to a good manner is to sit correctly, and I don't know to the way that you can see all the person in the table.
Uh-huh. What about your hands? Where you should or where you are supposed to have your hands? Under the table or on the table?
Yeah, under the table. Yes,
Under.
under.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So, Fair, what do you think about it? Good manners at the table.
Well, I think good manners in the table are very important because if you don't have good manners, obviously the people will criticize you, and maybe they will label you as impolite. So I don't know, it's very important to have good manners.
Aha, that's it. Yeah, you can be talk to be as an unpolite person. Yeah, that's social death. Somebody told me one
Yes.
day, that's why you don't write in society. All right, good. So look at this. Here we are. Some situations are of at the table, yes. For example, as you said, to eat with your mouth closed, not to be speaking when you are eating, not to use your hands for eating. Use your knife, use your fork, okay? Use your spoon. And what about when we are at Facebook or when we are at a social net? Here we have a situation. No, I applaud everyone who comments on my posts. I just appreciate people taking the time to reply. What happens when you post something and nobody answers? Or when you send a message and the person just sees the message and doesn't answer to you? What do you think is this? Is this polite, unpolite? What about this, Gustavo?
Well, it's kind of difficult because maybe for some people it's very important to have a response of when in a state, but maybe for me it's not important because well when I use the media, I don't speak, I don't expect that somebody watch this. So I don't think for me it's not bad manner. It's I don't know. I don't matter this.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. But well, it is about posts. But what happens if you send a message to anybody and that person doesn't answer? I mean an inbox. The person doesn't answer and just is like seen message, no answer. So what do you think about it?
well, it's if it is very important, maybe I make a call inside the inbox. If I need to communicate with that person, maybe it's better to make a phone call.
Aha, that's it. All right, thank you. You know what? You are a very patient person. Yeah, so you are so easygoing. Very good. Claps for you.
Okay.
All right. So, what about you, Irma?
Yes, teacher.
What
I'm
do you
sorry.
think?
About what? Sorry.
Whenever you are posting some things
Nobody
on Facebook,
answered you.
aha,
That is so sad.
and nobody gives you a like, nobody. You send a message and nobody answers you. Just see the message and don't answer. What do you think? Is it unpolite? Is it polite, or what happens?
I think the people is wrong. I am right.
Hey, that's wonderful. I like it. It is so optimistic.
Yes, of course. I think some um I don't know how to say some algunos ¿cómo se dice? Algunas ideas no son compartidas por los demás. Some
Some ideas are not shared.
Yes, some ideas I'm not sure, and that is the reason because the people don't answer you like you want to, but then that don't mean you are sad or polite or everything wrong with you.
Aha, that's it. You know what? You have saved my life. I was just like this to cut my veins because I said, hey, nobody answers. What happens to me or what happens to them? All right.
Ah, thank you. Ah,
Okay. Yes.
Vera,
All right. Thank you.
continue.
Yeah. Okay. Let's continue with Maria Fernanda because Vera is coming and she doesn't know what we are talking about.
All right, yes, teacher.
Right? Okay, Fer, what do you
Yes,
think
teacher, you are
about
right.
that Facebook posts?
Well, I usually don't use that social media because
I don't usually. I don't
yeah,
usually
sorry.
use. It's
I don't
okay.
usually use that social media because we could have so many misunderstandings, and I don't know, it's very sad because they have two sides. I mean, the post maybe have the one bad and one good side, and that produce so many misunderstandings.
That produces so many trouble sometimes. You know what? I had a boss who didn't have a Facebook profile, and even he was using a very basic cell phone. No WhatsApp, no Telegram, no Twitter, nothing about social nets, because he said that his last three girlfriends broke up with him because of the social net. And I said, no, that's not the fault of the social media, of course. So what was he doing? Mm. All right. Well, Vera, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, and you?
We are fine. Thank you very much. You
I'm
know what?
helping my son um explaining maths because tomorrow he's gonna have a test.
Oh my.
He's six
Okay.
years old.
Oh my. Hey, that's a. You know what? Sometimes, of course, we have things to do, and of course, we are in a rush for connecting to our conversation class, etc. But you know what? I personally consider that family is first. And when you are helping your children, that's invaluable. So that's necessary to do.
Thank you, teacher. But I can do both at the same time.
Oh, yes. Yes. But you know what? Okay, we have to work, we have to do many things for our own progress. But I consider that when children are little, when they are needing of our help, it's time
Uh-huh.
to be parents. For example, at my age and in my stage, in the stage of the life I am in, my children are adult. So if I wanted to do something for them, that's not time. So you are on time, do it.
Thank you, teacher. I
All right.
appreciate your consideration.
Now I thank you for your responsibility. You are doing, you know what, not only for your kid, but also it is the future's society. So that's
Mhm.
important, so important. All
Yes.
right. You know what? Today we are talking about good manners. And well, we talked about good manners at the table. But now we are talking about good manners in the social nets. What would you consider a bad manner in the social net, in Facebook, for example?
Do, do you want me to participate?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, híjole. Uh, Once I have a problem with one student because I'm a teacher, and I open a group in Facebook, and she start mm, quejando. How do you say quejando?
Complaining.
Complaining about the material of her credential. Perdón, I mean, her ID.
Mm.
Uh, she doesn't like the paper and the color of the ink,
My
and she
goodness.
start saying, "Oh, it's very chafa,"
My
and,
goodness.
and she at the end she decide not to continue studying just for this problem of the ID. So I closed that group. Mm, yes, I left the group, but not the messenger group, because at the very beginning we didn't consider that we needed to follow rules for respect
Uh-huh.
and the schedules to send the message. Also, it was one of the problems, and and I know that sometimes I don't respect in this group in WhatsApp because I have a different schedule to ours, different from you. And when I have time, I'm like a very impatient. And if I don't do it in the same time, I think I'm gonna miss what I wanted to say. And is it is not the same in a person, because if you want to talk with somebody, you cannot call him at 1 a.m., but at the medias, you can do it, and it doesn't matter if they have they have their cell phones on silence or turn off. Most of the time, I think, oh, it's problem of them if they turn it on at night, because what I do is um, turn off the volume
Uh-huh. To
and
low the volume.
low the volume, and at the next day I check all the message
Uh-huh. All the
mensajes
messages.
message
Messages.
messages messages. And well, the the behavior is a very good topic. in the social media, because nobody's looking at you in person, and you don't feel shy to say what you think, but you don't pass it by a filter in your mind. You just say, you throw it, and sometimes you 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 realize that you made a mistake, and you are ashamed of what you did, or what you write.
Yeah, you're right. Well, you know what? I would like to add something up. For example, when we create a WhatsApp group or something for a chat, and it is an
Uh-huh.
institutional group, we are supposed not to be posting some jokes or some informal things. They are groups that are just for communication, for informing about some changes, for asking for help for any issue. But yes, if you are posting the chains for the Virgencita de Guadalupe, or you are posting the, hey, good morning, everyone, please say hello. Oh my goodness.
You
So,
know what, teacher? Sometimes people get feels alone or lonely. Once I well, it was one experience of me,
oh
and
my,
I feeling like in a group of teachers that we have a course, and we started feeling like we were like a family, and we started sharing our personal things or experience, like if we go to a restaurant or go to a beach, we started sharing pictures with our family, or what we were doing every day. So sometimes it's good, because you feel like you are not alone. You feel like, oh, I care about people, but you integrate this um like technology, like
uh-huh,
if you be like real, right? Like real thing, like you feel like very close, very commu- like it was a communication with a real people, and real time, and real friends, and
uh-huh,
the feelings start like uh, getting fit of every message you receive. You're feeling like this adrenaline.
adrenaline.
And you are trying to get more and more and more, sharing more pictures, sharing more messages, and that technology is using us, I think. Is is uh, uh, the technology is like was making or programming like our brain think.
Uh-huh, that's it. Yes, and you know what? You're right. I totally agree with you. In many cases, technology can help people to get closer. But, well, I insist a little whenever we are in an institutional group. For example, let's talk about the WhatsApp groups for Sepa Inglés. Um,
You
One of the rules is not to be posting anything beside, different from the classes, because we have lots of groups, and whenever we,
Teacher, but did you explain the rules? I don't remember
yes, well,
that I used it.
yeah, I explained it, and Joel also explained it. We do all of that all of the time, and it has worked. I guess that the WhatsApp groups that we manage in ILSE are very orderly and very respectful. Of course, if you have a group for friends, that's so different. Maybe it
Mhm.
is unpolite not to answer. No, everybody say, "Hey, hello, good morning, how are you?" And you say, "How unmature person." No, it's supposed that you say, "Hey, I'm fine, thank you. How is everybody?" No, that's different. The use is the difference.
But nowadays, probably every one of us has like at least 3 or 5 groups.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I left not I don't read the messages and left like in the blue mark,
In the
la
blue
flechita.
arrows. Yeah.
Yes, and at the beginning, at the beginning, when somebody left me in blue arrow, I felt like angry.
Uh-huh.
But nowadays, I don't care
Uh-huh.
because probably the person for 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 them is not as much as important. The message, not
Uh-huh.
me.
Or
So
maybe
I
the
get,
person. Uh-huh. Or maybe the person was so busy. No,
yeah,
they can be
or lost
working
or
or.
lost her.
Uh-huh.
One teacher in a group of the kindergarten of my son, we were like 15 um, moms, and we realized that somebody stole the cell of one of the moms, because uh, this person started saying bad words, and we we understand that she wasn't the one who was sending the messages because we're very aggressive, and we just block this number.
Mm.
And I never asked this mom what happened with herself, but you don't know who is having the cell phone. Sometimes my husband take my cell phone, and just for kidding, he starts sending emojis to all my contacts or some of my newest contacts. And then I realized, what did you do? Why did you send this monkey to this person? Or what did you send this kiss to this man? What are you doing? And he started laughing at me. So
Uh-huh.
you don't know who has the phone.
Yeah, that's it. All right. You know what? Here we are talking about the personal quality of decency. Here it says, is no one of honesty, good manners, and respect for other people. Yes, those are good manners also. All right, you know what? Let's go to see the next part. Here we have some questions that I would like to ask you. So, Gustavo, please, what are some examples of bad manners on the bus from your point of view?
Mm, I think that bother the girls. I think that very bad manner is when when a man, when we are in the bus, to bother the woman, the women. Sorry, it's is that's besides that be I don't know, how do you say delito?
Crime.
Uh, Maybe it's a crime. Besides a crime, it's a very bad manner because the women uh, can be offended by when the man is looking at her very I don't know, very bad, or very, I don't know how to say that. So I maybe it's a very bad manner to bother women on the bus.
Thank you very much. You're right. I really appreciate that. All right. So, Irma, please talk to me about this. What are some examples of good manners on the subway?
Hi, hi, teacher.
Hello.
Hello. Good models Bad models or good models in the bus?
Good manners. On
Good
the subway.
manners.
On the subway.
Oh yes. Well, let me tell you, I always go in the place for women's.
For
And
women. Uh-huh.
and you say good models or bad models?
Good. Good manners.
The good manners are be careful to don't push anybody and to don't stay in the door when opened
Uh-huh. Not
or
to stay.
not to stay in the door when because the people baja
Goes, gets off.
when the people get off you don't are in the door.
Uh-huh. You must
uh,
not be
you must not be in from the door if I
uh-huh.
don't
Next to the door.
next to the sorry teacher next to the door.
It's
And
okay.
another good manners
Manners.
are you when you are sit down and you see one woman with a children or
With a
she is
child.
the child or child
Child.
or she is pregnant or she is major adult, you have to darle la silla.
You have to let the people sit down.
You have to let the people sit down and try to be nice with other people. Sobre todo,
Overall,
overall with another woman's because
uh,
sometimes they are so angry and that is not good. We are uh, only women. You have to be good manners with them.
that's it. All right, Irma, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yes,
Jessica.
you're right. Whenever we talk about elderly people, we should let them sit down. They are most of the times very tired. Or whenever there is a handicapped person, the ones who can't walk or the ones who can't see, well, handicapped people. All right. Okay, thank you. So, Maria Fernanda, Vera, please tell me what are some examples of bad manners that you hate?
Me, teacher?
Yes, please.
Bad manner. Mm, I don't have well, bad manners could it be when you are driving and a man don't let you pass?
That could be a bad manner at
Sometimes,
driving.
yes, it's most of the situation that I live here in Tijuana. I think you have the same in Mexico
Uh,
City because uh, everybody get in a rush and start uh, passing others' cars, and sometimes the taxi driver are very rude here. They start like a fighting with you with a car. They put in
mhm.
front and don't let you pass them. Is
Aha.
the the bad manners behavior that mm, I have lived because in other areas, people, I think people are polite with me. It sometimes it depends how you ask for things.
Aha.
Uh, and I trying to be positive and mm, behave as I would like to be treated.
That's it. Yes, you're right. You know what? Whenever cars are speeding, it means that they are passing where you are. Or whenever they are tailgating, they are so next to your car, they are not considering the distance, the sensible distance for driving. It's not only bad manners, but also it is a risk because they can produce
I,
an accident.
yes. And another thing that I would say is that sometimes people is behaving bad with others because it's something that they a problem that they are living by themselves, and they express it with others, but they don't realize that the problem that they have is by themselves,
That's it.
not with
Yes.
others.
All right. Yes, you're right. Well, thank you very much,
Uh-huh.
Bella. All right. So, Maria Fernanda, please tell me, do you think that people are more polite or less polite than in the past?
Oh, well, I'm not really sure about the answer, but well, I don't know. I mean, I don't often enough to comment about it, but I think they maybe have a reason to have bad manners or be an unpolite person, and it could be because they had so many troubles in their houses, in their jobs, or something like that.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So, let's do the same question to some more people. Gustavo, what do you think? Do you think that people are more polite or less polite than in the past?
Mm, I think that people are less polite than in the past. Unfortunately, the social net, social media, makes people, how do you say, apartados, aislados,
Apart.
apart. It makes people apart from the reality. So when you are in the subway and the bus, it's very common that people went with the travel with the how do you say audífonos,
Earphones.
earphones, and beside to make the conversation with the passenger, with a friend, they are only with the cell phone, the headphones, and maybe when you have to cross into the subway, into the bus, the volume is so hard, so loud that they don't hear you. So maybe you have to push them because you have to cross. These kind of things make I don't know, the good manners pues really they're, que ya no haya, ¿cómo se dice?
Not to be.
Not to be very good manners on the subway and the bus.
That's
So
it.
I think that in actually people is less polite than in the past.
Yeah, you know what? Something that I really hate, and I think that it has been a problem from all of the times, is that people sometimes is chewing gum. And instead of using a little piece of paper and covering the chew gum and put it into the trash can, some people stick the chew gum under the chairs or they threw it on the floor. So nowadays, I think it's a little less common to be walking down the street and feel a chew gum stuck to your shoe, but I think that it is a very bad manner. I don't like it.
Yes, me neither.
And even, for example, in secondary schools, in preparatory schools, even it is very common to feel chew gums stuck on the armchairs. when you sit down and you touch something, an inner part of the armchair, you feel the chewgum and you say, ah, you, that's so disgusting.
Yes, maybe I have an experience in the cinema, in the movies. I was how you say I don't know, making the hand, and I took the other seat, and there was
Uh-huh.
a gum, so it disgusting.
Oh, that's bad. That's so disgusting. Or
Yeah,
even when you sit down on a chair and you suddenly feel that there is a chewgum stuck to your pant. Oh, that's so disgusting.
yes,
I am agree. That is ugly, very, very ugly.
It's a very bad manner and it shows the lack of consideration from people.
Yes.
All right. Well, you know what? I think that we could be talking and talking for a long time about bad manners or good manners because there are very fine manners that people can show. For example, I really love when a gentleman opens the car door so that you go down, that you get off the car. That's adorable. Or whenever a boy, whenever kids give their seat to elderly people, oh, that's beautiful. I adore it. That's nice. No, but well, we could be talking and talking a lot about this, and we couldn't finish because it is so extensive. So I don't know if you want to say anything else, to say any comment, or to ask anything.
No, teacher, I'm not.
All right. Well,
Yes, teacher.
yes,
I
tell
mean,
me, Vera.
you were talking about older people, person or
Elderly people.
elderly people. And nowadays, elderly people are asking for money at streets, and sometimes I don't know how to behave because once old lady in the swap meets asked me for money, and I gave her money, and I go there to buy almost 2 times or 3 times a month, and I found that this lady came every week, and she at the beginning was asking money to build a house,
My
and
goodness.
like six yes, like 6 months after, I say, probably you are building a palace,
Aha.
un palacio, a
A
palace, because
palace.
yeah, because you are asking for money since I remember. So I get frustrated because the way that these ladies look is like Maria, like
Aha.
the big trenzas, and ay, profe, no me sé esas
Locks.
palabras, el rebozo,
The locks. But
rebozo en Spanish and in English, no sé.
oh my,
And I feel sad about that, teacher,
yeah,
because this,
because
if this lady buy sell tortillas, I I prefer to pay her for the tortillas or tamales, whatever she wanna sell, or fruit. But I don't like the behavior of these elderly women
and we the
nowadays.
people who work live in a small department because we have don't no more money. Oh my, yeah, that's so disgusting. Okay, well, thank you very much for your attendance, for your attention, and for your participation. That's notable. Thank
Thank
you
you,
very much.
teacher.
thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye, Gustavo,
Bye,
Maggie, Vera, Maria
Bye
Fernanda.
bye, amigos.
All
Bye,
right.
bye.
everyone.
Have a
See
very
you.
good night.
Thank you.
You
See
too,
you.
teacher.
Thanks to you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Good night.